Next pitching is You Move Me. Is that a porno site? No. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Share clicker.
I am Simulini, CEO of You Move Me. So last year, I was skiing on the Alps, and I got stuck in Grassonnet. So I was with my ski, and I had to figure out a way to get back to my car, which was 250 kilometers away on the road. So I called my friends, and I asked them to find a way to get me back, like some combination of buses, trains, or whatever. And it took a really, really long time. So we figured out that getting around is a real mess. And why is that? Because there is that online, but it's spread around in PDFs, XLS. There are trip planners, Triatac, it's awful, really. And, well, Italy is really, really bad at that. So what we do is we build a platform that is able to put all the means of transportation together. So trains, buses, trams, subway, but also the innovative ones like carpooling, car sharing, bike sharing, and who knows what's going to come in the future. So we just launched our private beta. It's just online since a week ago. And it works. It's a web application that works both for desktop and it's mobile enabled. And well, ask us for a demo. We'll be happy to show it to you. So how we do make money? So we're selling our API. We believe that getting people somewhere is valuable information. So for example, you're a hotel booking website. You want to show your user how to get there exactly door to door. You can use our API. Then geolocalized advertising, we have a lot of data about geolocations, and it showed that click-through rate improves really a lot if you can target user geographically. Pay listing, your carpooling.com, you spend a lot of money on advertising right now on Google, maybe AdWords. And well, you can just give us your data. We're gonna have your listing into our database, and we get users, and only if we get users, we pay. Sorry, you pay. Also, e-ticketing, so, well, you just find your trip, and then the next step is to book it right now. So right now, this is not a big market, but the forecasts are it's going to become very big in the future. So the validation, we're testing the integration of carpooling.com, which is the biggest player in the world for carpooling. We're talking with Uber for an integration, and we have a pro code. You can use it. You move me. We want the last edition of the Working Capital grant. We are incubated by Changemakers, the Expo 2015 incubator, and we're currently advised by Andrea Bifulco, which is the Google Industry Channel analyst. So what's next? We're going to get to the coverage in the next 6 months of 80% of Italy. We're going to add a long-distance layer. Right now we're working in Lombardy, part of Piemonte, and Trentino. And we're going to add the iOS and Android proprietary applications. I'm going to integrate some other sources of transportation. And we need to, in order to do that, to do some key hires. We really need a front-end developer. We need a mobile developer. And through our advisor, which is a professor at Politecnico Milano, we're hiring 3 interns. So the team, this is me, Simone. I work for Rocket Internet in Sydney and studied business. Michele, Thomas, and Sue studied computer engineering at Politecnico di Milano. And Matteo and Fabian founded Glue Glue Design Studio in Pavia. So we're here to say, help us get in there. We're already raising a micro seed, and we're planning to raise about 400,000 euros of seed funding within September, which will give us about an 18-month runway with a burn rate of about 22 per month. So thank you. Please register on YouMove Me to our private beta. We'll be happy to hear your feedback. And I'm here for any further information.
I'm sorry again, I'm asking too much question. So it's like integration between different search engines. You don't have the data itself.
Yes, that's correct. The data is online. It's in different formats. So the thing that we're pretty good at doing is even if it's in different format, we put it together and we offer it to our customers, to an API and our application.
So, but the other networks will provide. I mean, they need cash. They need money. I mean, is it like revenue sharing? How is your model?
You mean for the transit agencies?
Yeah, because you have different customers, different clients
yes.
now.
So we basically have 2 kinds of customers. Well, the transit agencies actually are not our customers. They have data online, which is publicly available, and we're able to get it, whether they want it or not. Then, actually, we want to encourage them to share the data with us because it's much easier for us. it takes us 40 hours to cover a network with a dimension of, for example, ATM or ATAC, so the transportation agencies. So they can either give us their data, and in exchange, they can use YouMoveMe as a white label trip planner on the website, thus saving money. Or we can just get it. I mean, ATM doesn't want to give the data away. Well, we get it anyway. So,
Yeah, but too much data. I mean, you are looking for too much data, actually. I mean, especially if you are covering the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Google, your competitor. I mean, sort of.
I'm sorry?
Google is your competitor or the company that owns most of the data.
You mean for transit?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Google Transit, I'm not saying that Google couldn't like create something similar, but what I'm saying is Google Transit, it's an add-on that works for maps, and it's quite decent at short distances, but it has a big issue that they have a transportation agency partnership. So they have to make partnership in order to include one transportation agency, but the issue is that actually a lot of transportation agencies don't offer data. They don't want to share data. For example, ATM, which is the biggest in Milan, doesn't offer data. For example, ATAC in Rome doesn't offer data. So, I mean, they would have to change their entire business system in order to do the same thing. So the thing that we do, yes, it's harder, but actually, once we do that, and I mean, right now we're able to do it in a scalable way. Right now we can cover the top 35 metropolitan areas in Europe in 750 hours. And when we do that, I mean, Google would have to change its entire system in order to compete with us. So I'm not saying it's not going to do it, but at the moment it's pretty unlikely. We talk about this with our advisor, which is actually doing the travel analysis for Google. And right now they don't want to compete.
Please.
So can you take a typical customer situation,
Oh, yes.
okay, one that you consider somewhat complicated, so you can explain to us all of the good features, but generally representative of a large percentage of your transaction volume. And tell us today, assuming this is an informed user of the web, what the situation is for that consumer, and then exactly how it's going to be better working with your product.
All right. So right now, let's say that I'm here in Rome, and well, I actually have to get back to Milan. So how do I get back to Milan? Well, I may have to find like a cheap way. I may have to find the quickest way. And right now, so I'm gonna look at the airplane. I'm gonna look at the trains. So Italo or Trenitalia. I'm gonna go on Skyscanner and try to find the right plane. And then how do I get to the airport? I have to look at the ATAC website, and then when I get to Milan, I have to look at the ATM website to figure out the best way to get from Linate or Malpensa to the actual place where I want to go. So actually, I can do that, but it's a total mess and it's a waste of time. And it's not simple to find the best way to do that. Maybe I also want to do, I don't know, maybe carpooling, maybe I want to rent a bike. So right now the situation is not so good. So what we're doing is we put all these kind of means of transportation together, so that in one step, first step, you decide whether you care about cheapness or you care maybe about getting there fast. Once you do that, we give you the best combination that suits our needs, and you can select, maybe you don't want to use carpooling, that's fine, we don't use carpooling. So we find the best combination door to door right now in order to get there, and we also find the price. So how much you're going to spend to get there, that's another relevant factor, and we're going to tell you. And also, we're going to tell you, if you care about that, how much CO2 you're saving compared to going there by car. And also, in the future, we're going to implement e-payment. So, okay, you found a trip. Well, what's the next step? I don't want to go to the newsstand to buy the ticket for ATAC. The best way to do that is just, I have an integrated wallet. So the plan, the vision for the long term is having YouMoveMe as an integrated wallet for mobility. So you find your trip, and you also book it right then.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very
Thank
interesting.
you.
Very interesting.